Going.
Mr. Field.
I have a couple questions for you. Number one is, do you think flag football is a good intro to tackle football?
Yeah, I think it helps with some of the fundamentals as far as like route running, learning plays, learning different aspects. Like I said, the kind of cornerstones of football. When you start throwing tackling in the mix, well, that adds a whole nother dynamic, which you also have to teach that as well, because nowadays, especially, people getting hurt, all kinds of different injuries from poor technique. I think it's a good foundation.
Coach.
The time I've coached for Madison was because Miss Lanier needs somebody to coach their flag football team. I think coaching is good. It not unlike teaching, it gives you an opportunity to kind of help kids to make good choices, have a healthy creative outlet for their energy and maybe their frustrations, maybe different things. I think sports in general, but especially team sports, right? It helps to develop teamwork. It helps for people to work together, and honestly, you end up maybe getting to know people that you wouldn't necessarily know in regular context, because you're kind of forced to work together on a team.
And have you ever played football? And if so, what was your best bond with a teammate?
Yeah, I played football in high school. Again, it was people I went to school with, so they're people I already knew coming into it. As far as like my best bond, people that I just still stayed in touch with after school, like after we graduated. That's probably maybe the best like bonds.
Here with. Thank you for your.
Martinez Williams.
And I have a couple of questions today. Number one is, why did you become a coach?
I became a coach. My son was at the age he was playing football. I felt, I had some stuff that I could share with my son, and not only my son, I felt I had some experience to share with other young boys as well. So I figured, why not coach? So it kind of just took me down that path, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Do you see any good relationships and like special bonds with your teammates as a coach?
With my players?
Yeah.
The coaching I've done was really only over the course of like a month, 6 weeks maybe. But they're also kids that already go to school with each other, so they kind of already know each other. I think any team sport will kind of help to have kids, develop those connections and get closer together in a positive manner.
And as a coach, have you seen any of your players have like special friendships and like special bonds?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And from day one, got you guys out there. I could tell, there was a lot of people that didn't know one another, but you fast forward to the end of the season, everyone's talking, everyone's having a good time. Everyone knows one another, and I think that all comes from being out there. It's third and 5. You was out there playing linebacker, and you got to make the stop. You got to make the stop, and you look to the guy to your left, you look to the guy to your right, and they got to step up and be accountable just like you are. And just from going through those experiences, I think you kind of grow closer to people.
So, what team did you play for in the NFL?
The Cowboys and New England Patriots.
And how many years did you play for them?
It was less than a year with both of them. With the Cowboys, I started off at New England. At New England, during training camp, I tore my hamstring. Yeah, so that's I tore my hamstring. They released me. I got picked up and I went to the Cowboys. The Cowboys picked me up before draft, so I was in the Cowboys probably about January. Went all the way through Cowboys, went through all their camps, and ended up breaking my ankle. Broke my ankle during, you could call it 2 days. It was preseason. Preseason football, broke my ankle, and it was broke the bones in my ankle, tore some ligaments, I spiral fractured my tibia and my fibula. And, you know, I did that at practice. So the Cowboys end up releasing me, sending me to Canada. I went to the Montreal Alouettes. And, you know, I was out there for a while. And, you know, Canadian football is definitely different than NFL. And it kind of made me look at football, you know, differently when I was there. You know, a big portion, you know, of playing football was, you know, I was blessed with the ability, but, you know, financially, I was looking at it. I wanted to be in the league for a few years, and what I really wanted to do was get into business. So, you know, God has His own plans. He works out His own things, and, you know, I think everything happened for a reason.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And when did you decide to become a professional football player?
I decided that I wanted to play professional football when I was probably about 10 years old. Yeah, about 10 years old. You know, I was watching some of my, you know, NFL greats. I was watching Jerry Rice. I was watching, you know, some of these, you know, great guys, and I watched them break loose for touchdowns, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
And so when you went to the NFL, how did that impact your life? Like, how did that change the people around you?
Well, you know, it was, you know, it impacted my life. Well, you know, it impacted my life just, well, first and foremost, it was my dream. You know, it was my lifelong dream. So just for having the opportunity to be there, that was, you know, fulfilling for me, you know, in itself. And, you know, the people around me, it didn't necessarily change anybody. You know, I had my good friends with me before I went, and, you know, they were still my good friends afterwards and during the time as well. So, you know, friendships didn't change, relationships didn't change, everything, you know, pretty much stayed the same.
Did you have any friendships going throughout professional or high school or college?
You say, did I have any friendships?
Yeah, like friendships with teammates.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, you know, every team that I've been a part, you know, I've, you know, always linked up and, you know, had pretty much a best friend that was on the team. And, you know, if you're going in and you know, you're battling with somebody every Saturday, you know, and it's kind of like a war, you know, it's a fight. And then when you're out there with your good friends, you kind of, you know, you just grow that bond with one another. So, you know, certainly had a lot of friends, you know, during my football years.
And if you could go back in the past and change anything about your career, would you?
If I could go back and change something about my career, would I? I don't know if I would change anything. I think I would, you know, I think I'm happy the way everything went. I think everything happens for a reason. You know, I think when I was on the field, you know, I think I gave it 100%, and I think I left it out there on the field. So, you know, I don't think I would change anything.